friends, and guess what? I'm in my pajamas. Look, they got polar bears on them. This one's just chilling. Get it? Cause he's a polar bear. So lately, I've been really busy with video stuff, and I'm a little tired. If you can't tell from my appearance, not wearing any makeup, probably look dead. The beehive is back, woo! And I'm gonna tell you some stories. Specifically, some stories from my kindergarten years. So welcome to Schoolyard Stories. And for those of you who don't know, kindergarten is the first year that you really enter elementary school here. You're in school with everyone from first graders to fifth graders, and you're like, wow, I'm a big kid now. Now, I know I've kind of touched on that I was the spawn of Satan as a young child. However, there was a time in my life when I got picked on too, and I realized that time was kindergarten. And my first story involves show and tell. Do kids still do show and tell? Probably not. Is show and tell still a thing? Because you've all got phones now.
This is what's on my iPhone.
Our teacher for the first show and tell was like, hey, bring your favorite toy. And now I'm realizing the societal pressure placed on me by my teachers to put value in material things, and I'm having a little bit of a crisis here. For my show and tell, I brought a Beanie Baby. My first ever Beanie Baby. And if you're not a 90s kid, you might not know what a Beanie Baby is, so we're gonna do a little flashback here. Back in the 90s, there was this huge craze over these little stuffed animals that had the consistency of a beanbag called Beanie Babies, hence the name. We were told if you bought a bunch of them in 10, 20 years, they would be so valuable. You would be able to pay for your kids' college, you could buy a yacht, 3 butlers, your own mansion out in Hollywood. As long as you kept the tag on them, their value would increase so much. You know, paying $20 for one wasn't a big deal if the return in 10 years is gonna be $10,000. So what did people do? They went batshit crazy. Basically, Beanie Babies were a big deal. If you had one, you were the shit. You were the cheese. You were the muffin man. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm so tired. So right around the time that our teacher's telling us, hey, bring in your favorite toy, I get my very first Beanie Baby. And his name was Freckles. And he was a leopard. So I'm pretty sure I just get up in front of the class and I'm like,
here's my Beanie Baby. It's my favorite toy. And I'm so excited to get another one.
Because I was a spoiled brat. Fast forward to the end of the day, we're all sitting around with our little backpacks on our shoulders, kind of just waiting to go home, waiting for the last bell to ring. And I'm sitting near my friend, we'll call her Katie. I like Katie, fun gal. But Katie has a cousin in the class, we'll call her Felicia. Bye, Felicia. And I didn't care for Felicia. She pinched me like a week before, and my hatred of Felicia began. So it's me, Katie, and Felicia sitting, just waiting for the bell to ring very quietly, and I'm holding my precious little Freckles in my arms. It's the end of the day. What could go wrong? But then Felicia turns to me and goes,
give me a Beanie Baby. Let me see it.
I said, no. School's almost over. I think I'm gonna keep him because this girl was rowdy. When she would color on the paper, she would color off the paper and color the table. She tore things up left and right. She was a little tornado. And I was just like, no, not gonna give you my Beanie Baby. And she goes,
if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna tell the teacher you're not sharing.
As a child, there was nothing more that I feared than getting in trouble with an authority figure because I immediately start to cry. So, I don't want to get in trouble. I hand it to her and I'm like, but please give it back really quick. And then this Felicia, she takes my Beanie Baby, she starts like picking at it, like she's performing an autopsy or something. She's poking its little glass eyeballs, and every time I see her Cheeto dust covered fingers just poking at my favorite toy, on the outside it probably looked like this. On the inside I was definitely like, get your Cheeto covered fingers off my toy! And then she finds the tag. Oh God. She looks inside and she's like, why
is the tag still on it?
She ripped that tag off and threw it, tossed it like it was nothing. $10,000, my future, gone. Boo, boo. Bye, tag. Bye, Felicia. Without even thinking, I just snatch it back from her and I pick up the tag and I hold them close, and before Felicia opens up her mouth to say anything, and she starts to, she's the bell rings. And I get up and I sprint out and I'm like, bye Felicia! Even though like Beanie Babies aren't even really worth anything, I still get mad about it. And then I sat in prime time and cried because I knew my mom was gonna be really mad at me. My next schoolyard story actually happened out on the schoolyard. It happened on the blacktop, which is what we called our giant concrete basketball court, play with a ball sort of area on the playground. Before we went out to recess, there was this bin in the classroom and it was full of dodgeballs and basketballs and soccer balls. And it was kind of like a first come, first served deal. Whoever gets a ball gets to play with the ball at recess. And I was never fast enough to get one. You take the ball out, you bring it back in and you put it in the bin and you get your chocolate milk and you get your nap at the end of the day. I think they were like trying to teach us responsibility or something. There was one day I got a ball. I didn't care about responsibility. I was like, I got a ball! I'm gonna play with the ball at recess! So I get out to the little blacktop area. I've got a ball. Super excited. And Katie was gone for the day, so I had no one to play with. And I was like, I'm gonna play by myself. I was a kid that was like, okay with that. I was like, if my friend's not here, I'd rather be alone. So I find an open brick wall out on the blacktop, and I start like kicking it, passing it to myself, and it rebounds back to me. And I'm having fun. And then I have a mishap. I hit it to the wall, and the wall rebounds in a different direction. It goes off somewhere else. So I turn around, and I see a tall 5th grader. He picks up my rolling ball. And I think, what a nice boy. He's gonna give me my ball back. I walk over to him, and he's got the ball right about yay high. I say, hey, can I have my ball back? And he looks down at me, and he smiles. He puts his arms out like he's about to hand me the ball back. And in a second, I reach for it. He just goes, whoa!
Jump if you want it, jump if you want it. Shorty, 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 jump if you want it.
And at this point, I realized what was happening. I'd been tricked. And I'm standing there doing the little kid thing like, come on, man, give it back. Like, what'd I ever do to you? And he's like, so I'm reaching and I'm jumping. And then one time I jump and I miss the ball. And my hands, as they're coming down, drag his glasses off of his face. Right off, just. And on the way down, they kind of like ski down his knees and his legs. And they kind of settle on the ground right in front of him. And losing his only source of vision, he lowers the ball to get his glasses, which are on the ground, forgets he has the ball in his hand, so I snatch that shit up. That ball's mine anyways. I take it, and I take a step back to make sure he doesn't try to take it from me again. And this 5th grade idiot steps forward, and what does he step on? This kid breaks his own glasses. The only reason they were on the ground is because he took my ball and I was trying to get it back. I'm sorry I dragged him off your face. But guess what? Guess who stepped on him? You stepped on him. So I'm standing there, and this kid looks under his foot, and he sits down very calmly, and then he scrunches his face up like he's like about to take a giant poo. But instead, he starts pushing out the crocodile tears. But every time he breathes in, you can tell he's not actually upset. He goes... This continues for a while. Who's like half covering his face at this point. Looks over to where all the teachers are standing to make sure he's gotten their attention with his loud wailing. And he has. And he looks back at me, and then he smiles. And then he goes,
She broke my glasses!
Here I am, standing in the middle of the schoolyard. Everyone's starting to look at this point because this kid is wailing. So the teacher like marches over and she gets between me and this kid and she starts chewing me out like,
Why are you being so mean to him? What did he do to you? Why would you break his glasses? You're in so much trouble. You're gonna go to the principal's office.
I'm standing there crying my eyes out because this woman I don't know is yelling at me and I don't feel like I've done anything wrong at this point. I was just trying to get my ball back. And this kid is standing behind the teacher and he's crying, he's wailing, and then he peeks behind her and I see him go. So this ends also in me crying. Kindergarten life was rough for me apparently. Hit me up with your stories in the comments down below. You know I love reading your stories, and I would love to hear your experiences as a kindergartner. Did you do something crazy? Did something crazy happen to you? Were you crazy? And I wanted to thank you guys so much for the support lately. We just hit 50 subscribers. I believe it's Friday. And that's super exciting, guys. And I can't wait to see if we can hit 50 more. Can we do it by my birthday in December? I don't know. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's get 100 subscribers by December 1st. That would be freaking cool. Thank you all for the support you've shown me so far. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I make 2 videos every week, one light, one dark. And don't forget, Halloween Streamfest 2K15 is coming on this channel where we do 7 days straight of Halloween dark horror themed videos. And I'm super excited. You don't want to miss out on that. So hit the subscribe button if you like horror or dark things or Halloween, because it's gonna be a really fun time and I'd hate for you to miss it. And the more, the merrier. This is Cayleigh signing off for the night. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye! On February 14th, the police released to the public a surveillance video showing footage of Elisa Lam in an elevator the night of her disappearance in the early hours of the morning of February 1st. It is thought to be the last time she was seen.